Hi there, this is a 10-minute overview of the appendix for the 2020 CX report. I, like all of you, am stuck at home, and the main topic is remote work in the appendix, and so I thought I would share that. Remote work, distributed work, any kind of work that involves collaboration from far away. So I thought I would share that piece, and the full report will release in May. Just because, hashtag the world is not going really well. So when it recovers, the full report will be out. So please wait until then. And so this is the pre-release appendix. And because I'm sleepy, I will probably make a proper video over the weekend. So if you want to see this better and higher fidelity, wait till the weekend. But I like to make my promises, and today's Thursday, still Thursday, not midnight yet, so let's go. So main topics are remote work isn't the same as distributed work. Placemaking is super key. When you're changing into something like this new world, change is not easy. Collaboration is way more important than cooperation, super subtle. And AR, VR, XR, kind of like growing right now in this new COVID-19 world. So I'm really curious what's going to happen 3 years from now. So anyways, this is a side project, and different people at my workplace, Publicis Sapient, have asked, hey, can I be involved? So the full report, you'll see lots of involvement by a lot of my colleagues, and more to come. Big topic is how experience is a combination of technology, business, and design, something I've been looking at the design and tech report, but I couldn't put my finger on it before. And it's by looking at the whole frame. And the whole frame is all the people involved in experiences. And I have a survey running, thanks to everyone who's participated. Surveys have biases in them. So I like how the majority say design should be in charge of experience, but that's because the majority of respondents are in design. That said, though, to designers' credit and to other people who have been taking the survey, everyone agrees that everyone has their own experience, which makes it kind of hard. My favorite fill-in response is one person said, me, I should be the one responsible. That was pretty good. And the sixth report, the entire theme is on infinity. I think some of you who know my past work, I created this diagram in 1993 about, it was an art school, and I wanted to use display postscript to draw something. In the book How to Speak Machine, I describe why this is significant, because computers are really good at infinity. And experiences today are inherently computational, not just quote-unquote customer experiences, they're computational. So they run infinitely at a scale that is hard to fathom unless you understand computation. This is from my colleague Wendy Johansson about it's not AR, VR, XR, it's distributed reality, which we're living today. Actually, you're listening to this, so you're part of this distributed reality. In distributed reality, you have to make a distinction between remote work and distributed work. Remote work means not working at work, like working away from, like telecommuting. Distributed work means working together with others. So just because you're remote work doesn't mean you're doing distributed work. And the idea of place shifts when you are in this mode of using computational experiences like the one you're using to do work. You can hear this and you're stuck at home. On the left-hand side, you have in real life mode, where space-time are overlapping. And as you progress to the right, you're either working in the same time zone, you're working in different time zones, or you're working asynchronously, neither same space nor same time. And when you have place, whatever it is, sync or async, you get to layer in cooperation. Lucky to be to have collaboration, and really the best thing is to have camaraderie. This diagram is animated, and I'll get this right this weekend, but it speaks to Dan Rome. He's at the Stanford D School, who talks about how there's 3 kinds of figures that anybody can draw. They can draw a stick person, They can show emotions in their face. They can draw a body person, a block person, where you can see how they're moving. And there's a blobby person that can let you. So on the right, you can see the blobby person, the social experience. On the left, you can see the emotion mode. In the middle, you can see the block person, the body person. And depending upon the mode and technology, you can be either alone or together, or as Sherry Trickle says, alone together. But hey, you're dealing with this crisis right now. Changes happen. There's an HBS video up about this crisis of working remotely. It's really very good. It's a professor at Seidal Neely, and it talks about how this is a whole new era. Everyone get ready. For those who've been working this way already, it's not a surprise, but like a lot of people, this is their first time, and they're figuring out there are good things and bad things. So it's an emotional time, and I love Ekman's 6 universal emotions. I'm always sad that enjoyment is a minority player in the 6 emotions. I kind of wish we could enjoy more all the time. But changes happen. And Maria Judice talks about how change is like dealing with grief. It's a grieving process. So if you are experiencing this shift because of the global pandemic, you're somewhere on this curve, and just acknowledge it's not easy. Everyone can't be this optimistic at the top. Yes, we can. Not an easy thing. So in these times, we're learning how to cooperate, but collaboration is way better. And this is a theme again of my book, How to Speak Machine. Cooperation is easier than collaboration. Collaboration is hard. And most technology has been designed for cooperation instead of collaboration, but a lot of cloud-first systems are super good at collaboration, so that's happening as we speak, and it's really great. The difference between cooperation versus collaboration is embodied well in this diagram by Jesse Shore, a Harvard Business School professor, where on the left you have gathering information mode, on the right you have synthesizing solution mode, and in the upper left, if you have a dense network, there's a lot of people, it's a great way to gather information. But as you head to the right-hand side, you have so many people, it's kind of hard to come to conclusions, consensus. So consensus means you have to get to groupthink. So in the lower right quadrant, it's really about fewer people. And with fewer people, you can synthesize much faster. And actually, you can find better solutions if everyone's synthesizing independently. So on the left, I noticed how you can cooperate on the information side, and you don't have to have a lot of trust. On the right-hand side, you can collaborate when there is trust. It's super important because you're in a small group. Your accountability is very high. In the middle, you have the uncanny valley. Especially, you notice people like emoji react to you. It's like, great, that was a super light lift. So it's neither cooperation nor collaboration. It feels like collaboration a little bit. So it's this uncanny valley that I think is a problem with a lot of technology today. But, the technology is good. Our brains can telecast anywhere. And the serendipity, the ability to drop into different places really quickly, that's great. One example I like is how the express elevators ferry you to a specific floor, which means you stop seeing people on different floors, which is optimized, but no serendipity. My colleague Ian Wharton says, when you remove serendipity, you remove the opportunity for by-chance encounters. It's those by-chance encounters that create new ideas. So I think as we switch to remote work and everyone's isolated in houses, and if we're not collaborating in a distributed way across everyone, then we're going to see actually less serendipity and not good, I think. There are 3 kind of tools: isolation tools, time structuring tools, mindfulness tools, because it can be quite exhausting to be in front of a computer with all the people in your company or organization talking to you at the same time. So these are 3 types of tools I recommend, and over the weekend I'll add some more to this list. And just take note that most companies that do remote work, the managers and employees are not trained. And right now we're in a gigantic experiment where so many people are doing remote work for the first time without training. Not good. So remote culture, distributed culture is super important. Wendy Johansson has a triad idea. that she uses. She's super effective, mind you, so it really works. And it's about being in that hot red center where it's collaboration, purpose, and execution together, and just navigating in that overlapping Venn diagram core so key. When you're working together for the first time, like at large scale, you have to have a communication code of conduct. One of my colleagues, Eiko Kawano, created this great communication code of conduct on GitHub. It's open source, so if you want to fork it, go ahead. But yeah, when people aren't used to being together online, they need some kind of guidelines. So a great guideline is up there. And also Wendy's posted her own guidelines on how to run meetings with efficiency when distributed. She is efficient. Remember that time is a place when you're working in this way, far away from others, whether you're remote or you're distributed. And I drew this, and I'm going to have to refine this over the weekend, I think, but on the left-hand side, it's high def. Right-hand side, high def. I know, confusing. But you can either, on the left-hand side is more sync. The right-hand side is less sync. So async is really good. And this is something Matt Mullenweg would always say. He says that async work is better than sync work. I really get that. But the tools are designed differently. So real-time video, real-time chat is for sync. It's not good for people who are outside your time zone. And the right-hand side, like cached information stores. Ways of pointing people to URLs is a great way to have async conversations. You can comment on an old piece of content. Loom is really cool. You can send cached video to. That's commentable. So anyways, the tools are evolving. And closing up soon here. When you think about it, as people are experiencing this mode of not working together, IRL, it's good and bad. And some people are really kind of religious about this, that it's like the only way to work. But, everything has pros and cons, so just keep that in mind. And take note of all the VR, AR stuff that's happening. I imagine in 3 years from now, there's going to be amazing VR, AR collaboration software because people are stuck and have to collaborate this way. Check out Mozilla Hubs. It's pretty cool way to communicate with each other using your browser or your headset, your VR headset. Lastly, I just want to point out one of my colleagues at MIT for so many years, Professor Hiroshi Ishii. I admire him. What a great colleague to have had. And he created this thing called Clearboard in the early 90s, and he really foresaw this era where we'd all be talking to each other from far away. It's part of a branch of research called CSCW, Computer Supported Cooperative Work. And just Google Professor Hiroshi Ishii. You're going to find a lot of cool things there. I want to thank the people who participated in the survey. We'll be up here and going. For participating in the survey, it's going to be open till mid-May now because the report will launch end of May. And again, this video is a rough cut MVP video. Sorry it's not perfect. I'm talking quietly because it's close to midnight. And thanks for listening. And if you want to see the full version of this appendix video with animation and stuff, this weekend is a time I can do that. And I'll put the PDFs online too then. Thank you. Have a great day, I guess. Week. Great. Well, whatever you are, hang in there.